the major story from this weekend obviously was one of the worst All-Star games ever played. And I think that this is mostly the media's fault. And by that I mean people respond to incentives. We have changed NBA coverage in a way to where we reward truly nothing, other than postseason performance and success. There is nothing about the journey that we find cool, that we talk about it being worthwhile, and so players have responded accordingly. Players initially responded with load management, and teams were obviously a big piece of that, which was, well, why would I care about playing 78 games if that's going to make me 10% less fresh for the postseason, when all that you guys are going to talk about my legacy, where I rank, how good I am, is based on how I do in the postseason. And so, of course, a casualty of that is going to be the All-Star game. Once upon a time, NBA media rewarded guys who kicked ass in All-Star games. It was part of their legacy. It wasn't a huge part, but it was part of it. How you looked in the closing minutes of these All-Star games. It no longer is. It's now totally irrelevant. It's now not. If I were to say out loud on TV, hey guys, LeBron has more All-Star game points than anyone in history by a mile, I would be laughed at. People would say, are you kidding me? How many rings does he have? If somebody said, hey, part of Dame now, his resume, is he won an All-Star game MVP, people would say that's the most ridiculous thing I've ever heard. The guy's never even won a game in the conference finals. So, if you actually want to fix the All-Star game, DeMonze, I think the answer is pretty simple. The winning conference gets home court advantage in the finals.
Yeah.
It's what baseball did with their All-Star game. You can say that's unfair, but I don't know how unfair it is, because here's the thing. The East and the West play unbalanced schedules as is. So having a 58-win Eastern Conference team have home court advantage over a 56-win Western Conference team in a year, if the West is the deeper, tougher conference, that wasn't, quote, fair, unquote, to begin with. And folks can say, well, still some guys won't care. Well, then those guys won't play. The coaches will care, because anyone who's coaching an All-Star game, he's coaching an All-Star game because his team has the best record at the break, or one of the best records at the break. He thinks he has a real chance of playing in the final, of coaching in the finals. Exactly. Right. So, and you would be able to find, even if it's 12 guys and a few of them don't care, those guys wouldn't play. The coach could then just pick the guys who are locked in. Now, if you don't want to do that, then I'm here to tell you there is no obvious fix. The international versus the North America, that could work for a year. My idea from yesterday of, because right now, the winning players, DeMonze, get $100,000. The losing players get $25,000. I think having that $125,000 be in duffel bags in cash along the baseline, and the losing players have to present it to the winning players after they get all the money, could again briefly, temporarily impact competitiveness. But overall, guys respond to incentives. And what we reward in NBA coverage is postseason success and only postseason success. So as long as that is how the league is discussed, everything else is going to take a back seat to that. So those are my fixes. Go ahead, pal.
So another focus on the weekend is the buddy stuff. Luka
Yeah.
and Jokic seem to be having a soap opera thing going on. The NBA in general seems to be a little bit too focused on the story these days and not the basketball. What do you think about that?
Well, that's again,
as far
I
as
would
competition?
argue. Yeah, I mean, that's again, I would argue, a symptom of how the league is covered. The league, I think that, and I can check the data on this. I think NBA television shows, or my show when we talk NBA, the highest ratings are during the playoffs. And I think the second highest ratings are during free agency, not during the regular season. The drama and the free agency and the player movement has become, yeah, exactly right, has become far more, I don't know if it's interesting or if it's just what we discuss, or maybe it is what the fans want, I don't know. That has become the second biggest part of an NBA's year, is not the regular season, it is the offseason. It's the playoffs one and the off. Hey, thanks for watching. Hit the subscribe button to get more from the show, and make sure to click the bell to get notified every time new content drops. Check out full episodes of What's Right wherever you get your podcasts, or just click the link in the description below.